Mr. President, sir, the Prime Minister of Canada is here to see you.
South Park just dropped a devastating bombshell on Karoline Leavitt, shredding her blind following and putting her constant praising of Trump under a blazing spotlight. What looked like another outrageous comedy moment turned into a merciless exposure that hit harder than anyone expected. The episode tore straight through her image and left the political arena shaking.
Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt does not like being corrected. She does not like being fact-checked.
Season 28, Episode 4 isn't some random fictional exaggeration they cooked up for shock value. They pulled straight from her real-life persona, the polished, unshakable press secretary who smiles through political earthquakes, and turned it into a savage caricature that feels uncomfortably close to the truth.
You have so many great ideas. Your leadership is truly beyond anything we have ever had.
Oh my god, the president is doing things no other president has done before. I love him.
The episode doesn't just parody her, it rips open the glossy exterior she presents on camera and exposes the chaotic circus she constantly defends. They take her calm in the storm attitude, her robotic press briefing energy, and her carefully crafted composure and twist it into a brutal, glitching version of herself that cracks under the weight of the madness around her. South Park makes one thing painfully clear: the Leavitt they're showing you isn't a fantasy, it's their unfiltered interpretation of who she already is.
Your leadership is truly beyond anything we have ever had in this country.
And you do not have a small
And sure enough, Leavitt instantly becomes the poster child of smiling through chaos, standing there like the nation's cheerful spokesperson while the political equivalent of a building collapse unfolds behind her.
Mr. President, your ideas for the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small.
South Park has mocked Trump's world before, but this time, they act like the entire administration is a circus tent that finally caught fire, and she's the one calmly telling reporters that everything is under control. It's not even shade, it's a direct hit, and the show doesn't pretend otherwise. The wild part is how aggressively they frame her as this glitchy PR robot rebooting in real time while Washington melts. She keeps smiling even when things around her fall apart, like she downloaded a permanent grin and forgot how to uninstall it. At one point, she reads from a teleprompter that's literally on fire, and she still treats government shutdowns and mass layoffs like they're small technical hiccups.
And I want to leave him, but I can't.
The show uses the chaos as a backdrop to make her look like the last person on Earth who refuses to acknowledge the obvious. And when South Park leans into this, it doesn't feel random. It feels like they're building the groundwork for a character takedown that's been charging up since episode 1.
Let's not forget that we are talking about South Park. Not only is this a cartoon, but it's a show that spent the last 27 years making fun of literally everyone.
Then comes the first real bombshell, the robot press secretary. South Park straight up turns her into an android that keeps glitching out and spitting political lines. One second she's delivering the official talking points, and the next she freezes, pixelates, and starts resetting like she's running on 2% battery.
Oh my God!
They even bring back the exaggerated outlaw version of her from the previous episode, the Botoxed puppy shooting scene meant to parallel Kristi Noem's scandal, and connect it to this new robotic persona. So now she's both an outlaw and a malfunctioning machine, smiling like nothing is wrong while the world around her burns. It's cruel, sharp, and honestly one of the boldest political caricatures South Park has done in a while.
She claims that only liberals and extremists make fun of women for how they look. Really?
The show doesn't stop there. They pull one of the pettiest, funniest moves possible, using her real-life cross-necklace fiasco as another glitch in the system. In the real world, her necklace falls off during an interview and goes viral. On South Park, that tiny moment becomes her factory warning sign. Every time she lies, the necklace either sparks, melts, or drops to the floor like her hardware can't handle the stress.
God, it's incredible. Subject is showing some kind of viscous residue on her nose.
While Leavitt is glitching her way through briefings, the show moves to Mr. Mackey, and this is where the satire gets even messier and more personal. Mackey's arc is basically the world Leavitt is supposed to defend, pushed to such extremes that it starts looking like a fever dream. He goes from a regular school counselor to a Homeland Security recruit at Mar-a-Lago after getting seduced by the promise of a $10,000 monthly nut. ICE convinces him he'll get bonuses for rounding up immigrants. The show even gives him absurd incentives, like extra pay per Mexican, to highlight how broken the system is.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mackey. Okay?
That's okay. Just don't let it happen again. You shouldn't smoke. And alcohol is bad.
Mackey starts breaking down morally, losing himself, losing his dignity, and losing everything except that same little paycheck he clings to. His whole collapse mirrors exactly what South Park thinks Leavitt represents. Someone who will smile through anything as long as the system rewards her for keeping the act going.
This morning we're going to have a special lecture from your school counselor, Mr. Mackey.
The deeper Mackey sinks, the more it feels like the writers are using him as a stand-in to expose the madness that Leavitt keeps justifying. He joins raids, he sees literal hell-level chaos, and he still pretends it's fine because his nut depends on it.
President Trump, you are an incredible man. Whatever this is, we have your back.
Oh, Pam, you got some shit on your nose again.
He lies!
You beat!
Eruption!
She's no possessed. Pam Bundy's trying to get my joke.
Just when you think the chaos has peaked, the episode suddenly pivots and locks its sights on Pam Bondi, dragging her into the firestorm with zero hesitation. The moment her name drops, the tone shifts. Sharp, mocking, and deliberately unforgiving, South Park doesn't nudge or hint. It dives straight into her reputation for relentless brown nosing, exaggerating it in that brutal, over-the-top South Park fashion. The scene hits like a slap, loud, embarrassing, and designed to leave no room for dignity.
Pam Bundy, she's gone.
But she was sitting right here.
Pam?
Pam!
Where's Pam Bundy?
I'm right here, sir.
And just when it feels like the joke should settle, the episode cranks the heat even higher, turning Bondi's sycophantic behavior into a full-blown spectacle. Every frame feels like a dare, pushing the mockery to the edge while highlighting the lengths she'll go to stay in favor with powerful allies. It's messy, uncomfortable, and purposely humiliating. Exactly the kind of takedown South Park saves for people it wants to leave scorched by the punchline.
So now you all know. I am forced to stay in this situation for several more years.
And then we hit the Trump is Satan moment, which is so ridiculous you'd think it couldn't possibly connect back to her, but South Park threads the needle anyway. They already turned Trump into a demonic figure in the premiere, complete with the baby oil joke so insane it actually went viral for a bit.
Look at what some dipshit tech CEO gave me. I was thinking maybe we could try to shove it up your ass.
This episode uses that Satan transformation to underline her robotic calm. She's shown in older episodes, cheering right through Trump's demonic spiral, as if nothing about it even surprises her anymore. The idea is simple. If Trump grows horns, flames shoot out, and the sky splits open, Leavitt will still walk up to the podium and say, "We have no further comments at this time." The show takes her loyalty and stretches it into supernatural territory. This is not a parody. This is demolition.
Okay, South Park is taking no prisoners in its new season, and despite backlash from Trump administration officials, they are unfazed.
South Park doesn't slow down for even a second before dropping its next savage punch, and this time, they go straight for the jugular with a roast so exaggerated it feels personal. The show drags Kristi Noem's puppy scandal right into Leavitt's storyline, stitching both controversies together into this unhinged Frankenstein version of the Botox Wild West outlaw. It's absurd, it's rude, and it's exactly the kind of chaotic energy the episode thrives on. They literally make her fire shots at puppies. That's the joke. She treats absolute disaster like a minor misunderstanding. And the whole thing works because South Park wants you to feel uncomfortable. They want you to go, wait, they really went that far? They did, and they're proud of it.
We are now an AI-powered marijuana platform for global solutions.
The ugly parallel becomes the point. In their version of reality, every political nightmare has Leavitt standing there as the official spokesperson, holding a clipboard and denying everything with that frozen pageant queen smile. It's satire that doesn't just poke fun. It throws her off a cliff, drags her back up, and flings her again for comedic effect. Every frame screams, she defends the indefensible, so let's exaggerate it to the most deranged degree possible. And honestly, it works. It's shocking, and that's why people couldn't stop talking about it.
The hard thing about South Park is like you go at them and they go back at you twice as hard. Like people were criticizing them for making fun of Kristi Noem's appearance, so they changed their Twitter photo to her face melting off.
South Park uses that moment to flip the spotlight back on Leavitt, because in their version, she's not evil. She's exhausted beneath the surface. She's the cheerful mouthpiece who keeps pretending everything's fine, even though every sign around her says the house is on fire, and Satan is rubbing baby oil into his backside again. That final montage blends gunfire, angelic music, Trump's demonic glow, and Leavitt's glitching smile, all merging into this surreal painting of a world that knows it's broken but keeps performing anyway.
Do that, but clearly they can't. They just pick something petty like that.
Vice President J.D. Vance took a slightly different approach. Instead of being the butt of the joke, sharing his South Park moment, saying, "I finally made it."
And that leads straight into South Park's big thesis, the finale-level punchline that sums up the entire portrayal. Leavitt becomes the new face of American absurdity. Not the villain, not the mastermind, the spokesperson. The one who stands in front of the cameras, smoothing her hair, holding that broken necklace, glitching through press briefings while the universe catches fire behind her. The exaggeration isn't the bombshell. The bombshell is the message underneath. They're saying that she has become the avatar of a political reality so ridiculous that comedy is the only way to process it. South Park turns her into a metaphor, the press secretary of a collapsing circus, the cheerful ambassador of chaos, the smiling face of denial, and the wildest part, they make it funny, painful, and unforgettable all at once.